Get a grip. Can you hear him stomping about upstairs? It's paid per view, but I always thought it was pay per view. This weekend I'm vlogging how many hours I can read from Friday night to Sunday evening. However, it is Mother's Day, so realistically I'm at the Cube in Manchester all day. I'm going for a meal and I'm going to the pub quiz, so it is how many hours I can realistically read between tonight and Sunday morning. I am currently reading a popular sports romance book that everyone says is really emotional, so I guess we'll see how I find it. I am 33% of the way in already because I did start it last night. Keeps happening where I finish a book and then I need to start a new one and I'm starting halfway through a book, but I couldn't resist. I'm 159 pages in, and as I said, it's an emotional one, and my partner picked it out of my TBR jar last night for me. It's a Chelsea Curto one again, which is so weird because we read Power Play last week, which we picked out of the TBR jar. But if you've not guessed from that, I'm reading Hat Trick, and this is about a ice hockey player who is in the DC series who is in a car crash, and essentially the book is about him adapting to his new life as an amputee as a result of that, and the FMC is the team's sort of physical trainer, so it's kind of exploring his grief through the book and how he is navigating his new life with her helping him. So it has me in my feels, and I don't know what's happened to me recently, but I have become a very much more emotional reader, which I didn't expect. I've never really been that way, so it has already started to get me in the feels. I haven't cried, but obviously I'm only 33% of the way through. I am really feeling books that have beautiful journeys. The goal I'm going to set myself this weekend, I think, is 10 hours. And that's because last week I set myself 12 hours. It wasn't that ambitious, but I just ended up being really tired. And I've been up since 3 a.m. today because I couldn't sleep and I was up at 20 to 5 for work. So I'm 4 coffees down. I'm about to have my 5th. I'm hoping I can get a decent amount of the way through tonight. I don't know if I'll finish it just because I don't know when I'm going to go to bed. I wouldn't put it past me to be in bed by 8 o'clock. So it is how much I can basically read on Saturday. And I think 10 hours is challenging, but also can be done. All going to be TBR jar reads this week. And I had book mail, but I have filmed this 3 times now. It's just one of them days because everything's just going wrong. Of course, the day that I am exhausted. I basically bought off Amazon the Magnolia Park series. I bought used copies because for the series, I don't think you can see it, but I've got like all of them. It was going to be 50 something pound, but these were like £3 or £4 each. So it's cost me £17 for the whole series. I've got them all, I've got the Daisy Hates ones there as well. I have read this before, but I read Magnolia Parks, I read the first Daisy Hates, I read all of the next Magnolia Parks. I then DNF'd the next Daisy Hates halfway through because I just wanted to get back to Magnolia and BJ, and then I read half of the last Magnolia Parks. Well, I listened to it on audiobook because I was marathon training, and I ended up finishing my training before I finished the series, so I then just haven't picked it back up, even though this book, the first one, is my favourite contemporary romance book of all time. Me and Abby are starting a Paperback Confessions book club on Fable next month in April, and she's going to read the Throne of Glass series. I've already read it and gone through that trauma. I don't need to relive it. So my pick's going to be Magnolia Parks because I want to do it properly. I want to give Daisy Hates more time. I am more a Magnolia stan. I know most people like the Daisy Hates ones more, which is a bit weird. Like, I don't like being the outsider, but I don't know, so I'm going to give it another go. But another reason is because I'm becoming a feels reader. I'm really into quotes, and I never have been. So I bought myself some nice pastel-y highlighters and some tabs, and on my physical ones, like the Magnolia Parks ones, I am now going to tab them all, like on quotes and stuff. So unfortunately you didn't get to see me unwrap my book mail, I'm sorry about that, but that can't be helped now. I am going to go make some tea, and then yeah, I guess I am going to lock into reading Hat Trick, and we will see whether it gets me in my feels. morning, and as you can probably tell at this point in the video, there was not a lot of reading done last night, just as I kind of predicted. I had my tea, I did some editing, and I read for 20 minutes. I was 4 coffees deep. There was just no way, if that had not picked me up, there was just no way I was getting into the zone. Yeah, I did 20 minutes of reading. It was very slow reading. We've barely progressed at all, probably on like 35%. But you know what? I actually think it was the better move, because last weekend I wanted to get my hours in. I stayed up later than I should have on Friday, and then just didn't have as much of a successful reading weekend because I was tired on Saturday. I then had to like do content and stuff in the morning, and I was just shattered by the time I even sat down to read. I actually do think it was the smarter move. Done everything I need to do pretty much. I have done some content, some editing, and yeah, I'm just gonna go and make a coffee, get settled, and then we are locking in reading. Like, it's literally 10:30. I reckon by 11:30 I will be, once I've done like some final editing bits, made a coffee, got settled and stuff, well on my way to locking in today. I am like fully locking in. We have like basically 10 hours of reading to hit. If I don't hit it, I have remembered that I am obviously in the car on the way to Manchester there and back, so theoretically I could read there and back, but ideally not. But we can do that. But I'm liking it. I'm feeling a bit of a challenge. It is 10:20. We have made good time, 10 minutes to spare, editing done. I've had my coffee. I've got some gorgeous elderflower cordial and sparkling water. Don't judge me, because that's like cordial and sparkling water. So it's not like last week. We're not having Coke at 10:20 or whatever that time was. If you know elderflower cordial, you know. So I am gonna lock in, as I say, 9 hours 40 is the challenge, but the sky's the limit. All day, all night, I feel refreshed, I feel powerful. Compared to last week, I feel unstoppable. So I want to get through one. I've ambitiously brought the TBR jar down already. It's a bit of inspo to push me on. And yeah, the aim is to get through the last 66% of this and start and finish one more. Oh my god, she's gone to his house. Get it, girl. He's just admitted he was jealous. I love contemporary romance. Oh, I live for this feeling. He had your attention and I was desperate for it. You have it now. You have it now. He's got mine anyway. Tension. I never thought a steamy scene would have me what's meant to be a steamy scene would have me welling up. What is this book doing to me? This isn't sad. Wow, that took me by surprise. That is not your normal, like, Spice. The way she is, like, reassuring him through a vulnerable moment is really nice, actually. Get a grip. Like, they're not crying, so why am I fine tears? This book is ruining me. I don't think I have ever felt so emotionally invested in a sports romance book before. Like, I am fighting back tears. I feel proud. I feel a part of it. It's such a different take on what is usually just a good fun time that it's really hitting. It's really, you go into these expecting they will be fun, cheeky, and this is all of that. Like, I think the darkness in this and the trauma in this does not take away from the normal fun of them, but then it just has this deeper meaning. It has this deeper pull to it where you are just rooting for him so much. I need to pull myself together. I need a minute. This book is sending me. What has happened to me? I am not someone that gets in my feels about books. But as an update, I am 61% in. So again, not a massively quick read for me, actually. I think obviously there's a lot of emotion in this one that maybe means that I'm taking my time with it because I'm really stewing on and thinking of all the, I don't know, the emotions that the characters are going through, and I don't want to feel like I'm rushing the story. I think it is one where you really place yourself in their position. But I really didn't expect this to take me as much as it has. Because normally when something traumatic happens in a book, it's kind of like you acknowledge it and then you're like, yeah, that's really sad. And I thought if I was going to get upset at this book, I thought it would be at the very beginning, when actually it does detail the crash. It does detail, obviously, everything at the start. And I thought, okay, so if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry there. But it's actually been so much more emotional, him coming through this journey. And almost, obviously I'm 61% of the way through. Like, I thought at this point, like, we would be out of it. And I think it's that it's catching me off guard, these moments, whether they're setbacks or achievements. I'm like riding the highs and lows of his character so much, which I think is such beautiful writing. And I think of the difference between book one in this series of Face Off, how it was good, but like the development over the books of the writing, I would say, to like feel I am riding his emotions without even realising. And it's only when you then pause and reflect, you think, oh my God, I am. This is so good. This is the best one by far, and I've not even finished it. I just took a really strategical half-an-hour break just to kind of let my mind reset, because I felt that as I was reading on, things that I definitely knew were not like sad or anything were getting me in my feels. And I just think once you are in that mindset, it wouldn't take a lot to set me off. Like, I was just in that zone. And I don't know whether in the last 30% there's going to be a lot more to come. So, because obviously we still got quite a big section of the book left, that a lot could still happen in it. So I've just gone and had a little reset. It's also just good to keep you fresh so you can carry on reading quicker and at the pace that I like, because this is a slow reading pace, really. So I want to crack on a little bit. I've got some fresh fuel and I just did a little bit of editing and stuff. So yeah, I feel better now and we will carry on. I need a beanbag for my reading room so much and we tried to get one last weekend and we couldn't get one. It was so annoying. I just sit here all day and I feel like I need a room to like flick between, but I'm not sitting in the kitchen and I'm not sitting in my office chair. So I just end up festering here all day, which is fine. As another update, it's 3:45, so the day has gone so quick. And I'm on 81% and I'm starting to just feel, and maybe this is my one criticism of the DC series, because I have loved it. Like, I have loved this book so much recently that it's got me in my feels. But I just almost feel that there's a bit of a disservice being done. And I think I felt the same with Power Play last week. With the books being like 500-page books, and obviously I may eat my words, something may go wrong, but I just think we get to like 70% and it's already where it needs to be. I just have this 70% curse at the moment. It happened with Powerless in the Chestnut Spring series. I loved that sports romance so much, and then nothing happened after 70%. Last week, Power Play, I devoured that, and then again the same things happened. Same things happen with this. Like, every sports romance I'm reading, it's just happening where we get the happily ever after. And as much as I love a happily ever after, I don't want 30% of it. But then I don't want them to go through more than they've already been through. Like, it's not even like I'm wishing for more story. I'm like, no, we've been on a huge journey, let's wrap it up now. Like, this could very comfortably have been 400 pages and it would have been like a 4.5 star read. But I think it's just, I'm starting to get a bit, I don't want to say bored, I'm just starting to get a little bit fatigued with the story, because I just don't think there's many instances where a sports romance should be anywhere near 500 pages, but it's just ruining it a little bit for me. So I don't know, that's the only thing I'm a bit like, oh, don't. I guess that's a wrap with Hat Trick. I'm gonna give that 4 stars. It was heading for 4.5 for 4.75 territory, but for the reasons that I did say before, it just wasn't. The end part was beautiful in the end, like the very ending had me in my feels. I loved the journey to get there, and I do kind of love how far-fetched the series is. Like, Face Off, obviously, with a woman on a male's hockey team as a player, is very like different, and that's what put me off reading this series for a long time. I do think like the far-fetched things just to feel good are sometimes just what you want. That was really wholesome, so a 4 star for me, because I had a fun time, I would say. Obviously was in my feels for a lot of it, but like the journey's so beautiful, like you have a good time to work through it all, because you feel like you've worked for that 4 star yourself. But there was just that 70 to 88% maybe where I was just like, we don't need this bit, we could have just skipped from there to 90 odd % onwards. It's TBR jar time. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm in the mood for after that, because I do love a sports romance, but equally, I don't know, because they've been so long, and Power Play was the same, they're really good, but they're just fatiguing me a bit, and then I don't know if I'm in the mood for a fantasy romance, so I actually just don't know what I'm in the mood for. Ooh, okay. So this is Strong and Wild from the Lakes Hockey series by Sloane St. James. These are darker hockey romance. I loved the first one in this, and they are a decent length. Watch me eat my words on this, and the same 70% thing happened, but no, this should be good. I can't say about this one, but the first one, I inhaled it. It was about someone who basically her life was not what she thought she was. She was actually taken when she was younger and fought this woman that wasn't very nice to her, was a mom. And then after she passes away, she then finds, through like checking ancestry, because some things started to not add up, she finds out that actually her family is a different family. And when she goes to meet them for the first time, she's in a bar and she's like, I'm gonna have a one night stand, why not? And he ends up being connected to them in some way. So a really good take on like a fun time romance, and it was just a good combination. It is on Kindle Unlimited, I specifically remember that, so the bank's thanking this pick as well. I've actually been waiting for this to be picked out. Do you know what, the other night I thought, oh, I hope it's that, just because of Power Play being a bit longer, but I don't think these are too long, and they are really addictive. Like, these are the type of book where the first one I was getting annoyed when people were then coming to speak to me. I was like, no, please, can you leave me alone? Like, I was getting fuming. So I think I might inhale this tonight. Who knows? Just a quick update. I have taken a break before I start Strong and Wild, just because I think I just need a little quick 5-minute refresher. But totaled up the time so far, so we have clocked 4 hours and 54 minutes and we've still got all night. So it's just over 6, I was going to say it's just over 6 hours, that's such bad math. It's just over 5 hours, which given we're on 5 o'clock, I probably could read till 10 o'clock. And then I might get a bit of bonus time tomorrow. So it's still a big ask, it's still a stretch, but it's not as big as it would have been. I'm just gonna get a top up of my Coca-Cola, well, my first Coca-Cola of the day. And then, yeah, we will dive into the second book of the vlog, which I'm very excited to read. It is some mine and my partner's flowers for our mums tomorrow. Yellow roses and sunflowers are our thing, so we've got our mums them. So yeah, we're all set for Mother's Day. I've also got some water in my Stanley with my cute little cloud straw topper because I want to spill my Stanley really bad in the living room. But yeah, I've got obviously my cute Coca-Cola cup stocked, and I haven't drank any water today. The Stanley is a very much needed addition. Not back as quick as I first anticipated because my partner came home from work. So I was having a little chinwag with him. So we're going to read the blurb of Strong and Wild and see what it's about. Mickey, I'm in this city, but things are looking up. My bestie's husband hooked me up with the great apartment above the hockey bar where I currently work, and I've got a great side gig bringing in plenty of cash to help fund my dream of opening my own cocktail lounge, Sugar and Ice. Life is sweet. My new neighbour, on the other hand, is not. When he reveals his true self, I hate what I discover until some of his secrets unveil, proving we have more in common than I realised. And I don't mean hobbies like rock climbing or outdoor concerts. Can you hear him stomping about upstairs? No, we have the good stuff. Shared trauma. I promised myself I'd never let that negativity back into my life again, but my heart tells me Reese is worth it. Reese, hockey comes first, always has, always will. I've got a one-year contract, 365 days to prove to them I'm worth the investment, which is why I need to stay far away from the woman across the hall. She thinks we're strangers, but we know each other quite well. I need to keep it that way. The problem is she's everywhere, across the hall, on my laptop, bartending when my team hangs out. Mickey is like a loose thread and that I can't stop tugging. Then one night she steps in to do me a favour and all my defences get shot to hell. Now I'm showing her the real me, but it might not be enough for her. So it's an 18+ spicy hockey romance. It says to check your triggers, so please do so if you are fancying reading this. I don't love the way the blurb's set out. It's kind of set out, if you can see, between their dialogue. It just reads a bit of an, I don't know, it screams like immature because it's their dialect in their head. I have trust in this because I did love the first book and it kind of was a bit like that. But I think for a blurb, I'd rather just a summary of the story than their inner monologues. I don't know, just didn't feel great. And you'll see what I mean in a minute about the covers, like why the DC series took me by surprise, because the covers look quite innocent, whereas in like when they are a bit more steamy, this is typically the style of cover that I would expect to see. I don't love this style of cover for things, but I've learned that I've read so many good books that have covers that I don't like and would avoid reading. For example, I nearly didn't read Daggermouth because of the weird dystopian heart clutch thing on it, and I'd have been devastated. We are going to start. The time is at 5:15. So we are picking up with 5 hours, 6 minutes left for my goal time, my minimum goal time. It's 6:30 and I cannot believe how dark it is. It's just all of a sudden gone from like 0 to 100. It's gone so dark. But as I say, we are just before 6:30. I'm on 24% of the way through, so I am flying through this a lot quicker. It's that good feel. It's annoying me a little bit, this book. She's just found out it's him, which she is not happy. But he's been being really mean to her, and that annoys me. I'm like, why are you being two different people? He's giving Grumpy Sunshine, but in an annoying way at the moment. I've just learned that the saying for like, say, boxing or something that you pay for, gonna sound stupid, is not pay-per-view, as in like paper and view. It's pay-per-view, like paying per view of watching. Is that a thing? Because they've written it in here as paid per view, but I always thought it was pay-per-view. And they say reading's not educational. That's blown my mind, because that's a misconception I've had my entire life. I've genuinely dead ass been saying to people, pay-per-view. How humbling. I am feeling a fantasy romance after this, I'm not gonna lie. I do think I'm on 38%. I do think I could hopefully get onto one, not finish. But if I'm carrying on, my partner's bringing me a McDonald's home now, so that'll give me some more energy. I'm not flagging whatsoever. I'm on a mission to meet this goal, kind of pinning it all on today. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I might even get onto another book, so we'll see. But it's giving 3.5 vibes at the moment. I'm having a great time. I'm flying through it. We're nearly halfway and I've not been reading it that long. And sometimes that's what I need. That's what I enjoy. Look, I'm a sucker for a good hockey sports romance. So a 3.5 is good in my books because it's steep competition for them because I read so many. It has a bit of a deeper thing, like underlying of like a deeper issue that she's helping him with and they're exploring together. And I think when there are those added layers that are more deep-rooted, kind of like the vibe with Hattrick as well, it's just deeper writing and it just gives it that extra layer that sometimes is missing in hockey romance. And that's fine because sometimes I want to switch my brain off and run through a 200, 300 page fun time. But this is serving both. Like Hattrick obviously was tipped in the balance of the trauma and working through that. This is very nice where I'm still flying through it. I'm not in my feels. It's still an easy fun time, but there is just that added layer where you're like, okay, no, the author has taken a moment to really consider this and make it a bit deeper, even though the concept is like the opposite of that, which I think is really clever. So I am having a great time and I actually do think I will just inhale this and finish it tonight. You have a favourite sports hockey romance, please do drop it in the comments because I'm obsessed with them and my TBR jar could never be filled with enough of them. So if you drop it in the comments, it will be immediately added to the TBR jar. And hopefully I will pull it out because I'm obsessed with reading them at the minute. I don't know where it's come from. Heated Rivalry has just sent me. Like it has honestly been like a spiritual awakening. So yeah, feeling a fantasy romance for later. My partner is coming home, so probably not going to be able to vlog loads tonight because I'm very settled in my spot and he will probably be in the living room with me. But I am having a great time flying through them, so don't worry about me. Goods secured. My partner's playing darts, so I'm able to vlog a little bit. I've just hit 50%, but the MMC's icking me out quite hard at the moment and it's putting me off. I feel like, yes, he's a nice hockey sports star, like amazing. So yes, I would maybe put up with it in this instance for a certain amount of time. But if this was a normal person behaving like this, I would literally never speak to them again. Full on ick. Like, and I think the problem is, I've been trying to think, what is it that's icking me out? And I think it's the fact that he tells her when he's doing something to get a rise out of her. Like right now, like he's speaking to another girl and literally texting her like about it. One, to make sure that she's aware of it, and then two, to like make her jealous. But then in the same breath, he's saying he's not interested in the girl. And it's like, stay in your lane. Just throw money at her. This man is testing me. A horrible thing to do. not nice. I have just finished Strong and Wild. No. I should have DNF'd. I was really at 70% and I was contemplating it. I regret not. The first 30% was fine. I was devouring it and I thought it's okay. Like, it's easy. There's a deeper plot there. I was complimenting it. Okay. No, this is like a 2-star, which makes me sad because the first book was so good. There was plot holes. The spice was unnecessarily uncomfortable, I found, and intense, not well weaved into the story. There was points to do with that just never got resolved. I don't even know what we did with them. People made comments about things never explored. Really heavy issues entwined in it, which the MMC just dealt with horribly, and we just overlooked that. Like, some of the things he did, I don't care, you could be the richest man on earth, but if you are doing that to me, I'm never speaking to you again. He was so unlikable, and I felt the message was just, oh, it's fine though, because he's got money, and what? He's sorry. He was throwing money at you as if you were a dog. Like, no. It's 20 to 10. I am just going to put my hair in some heatless curlers, so I don't have to do it tomorrow. And then we're going to pick out a romantasy from the TBR jar. Right, we're back again. We're going to pick a fantasy romance out of the TBR jar. I am just going to have to see how long I last, because as much as I am also feeling tired, I have sort of a chronic pain condition and I'm in pain. Shock horror. So yeah, I might need to just go to bed earlier than anticipated, and also I am beginning to feel it like we have been reading for a long time now. But it's 10 to 10, cowboy time. We're going to pick one out and we're at least going to download and start it and then just see where we get to. I'm not pressuring myself at this point in time. Rhapsodic, is that how you say it? Rhapsodic, the Bargainer series. Let's go. I'm gonna do the blurb. It's on Kindle Unlimited, thank God. I actually don't know much about this one. Book 1 in the darkly hypnotic Bargainer series. The King of Night always collects his debts. Okay, there's gonna be some pronunciation issues. It's late. I am not straining to get these right. Calypso. Kind of sounds like Calippo. Calypso, Lilith, is a siren with a very big problem, one that stretches up her arm and far into her past. For the last 7 years, she's been collecting a bracelet of black beads up her wrist, magical IOU for favours she's received. Only death or repayment will fulfil the obligations, only then will the beads disappear. Everyone knows that if you need a favour, you go to the bargainer to make it happen. He's a man who can get you anything you want at a price, and everyone knows that sooner or later he always collects his debts. But for one of his clients, he's never asked for repayment, not until now. When Callie finds the bargainer in her room, a grin on his lips and a twinkle in his eye, she knows things are about to change. At first, it's just a chaste kiss, a single bead's worth, and a promise from Nor. For the bargainer, it's more than just a matter of rekindling an old romance. Something is happening in the other world. Fae warriors are going missing one by one. Only the women are returned, each in a glass casket, a child clutched to their breast. And then there are the whispers among the slaves, whispers of an evil that's been awoken. If the bargainer has any hope to save his people, he'll need the help of a siren. He spurned long ago. Ew, that's a horrible word. Only his foe have a taste for exotic creatures, and Callie just happens to be one. We'll give it a go. Probably not going to get very far tonight and probably won't finish it in this vlog, but we'll give it a go. Hello, it's Sunday afternoon. I've just got back from Manchester. The Cube was so good, by the way, if you haven't done it, but it was really hard. It was really fun. And I'm just freshening up, and then I'm going to go and get everyone, and we're going to go for something to eat, and then we're doing the pub quiz. I am not going to have time to read today. I'm also really tired, I think, from the early get up. I went to bed at 10:30 last night, so I literally called it a night, like pretty much after we stopped filming. I think I read maybe 10 pages of Rhapsodic, is that how you say it? Rhapsodic? Don't know. But I've read about 10 pages of it. I'm probably just going to read like 5 pages so I don't lose my Fable streak quickly before I end up going back out. But we managed, drum roll, 10 hours and 26 minutes. So we did it just like, I'm talking skin of my teeth, we did that. But I'm impressed because 10 hours, 6 minutes of that was all yesterday. So I put a shift in to meet this goal and I'm proud of the fact that I really meant that. So I guess this is it for the reading vlog. We obviously also got through the one book and finished Hat Trick, which I set yesterday as my goal for yesterday. So again, we met that as well. We started a romantasy, but I'm being very generous to myself saying we started it because I couldn't tell you what it's about at all. So I'll carry on reading that this week. I guess I will see you next week with another vlog of this. If you got to the end of the video and you want to set me an hour goal to achieve realistic, like if someone comments like 40 hours, 36 hours, I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to be honest. But if you want to set like a realistic goal for someone that's not doing a readathon, I'm not setting time aside. I actually have my hair in and my friend coming round on Saturday night. So this is going to be challenging to meet, but I don't think I've got anything on Sunday, and obviously we'd have Friday night. So yeah, if you want to set a goal for me in the comments, I will do the goal you set. So comment your favourite romantasy or contemporary romance read using emojis. I will be better at romantasy, but I will give contemporary romance a good go, given that I've pretty much just read sport contemporary romance this vlog. But I'll give them a guess in the comments and we'll see if we get any right. You can test my knowledge. So thank you so much for watching and getting this far. We did it. We're 3 for 3. I'm impressed with myself. My record is 23 hours. So I am keen to hit that 24-hour readathon goal that I know so many people do. But I'm fitting it around my life. That's not the aim of this. I just want to set a goal, set aside some time, have fun, and we've done 3 for 3. So how about one of you guys actually set my goal this time? And we will see whether I manage to hit it.